So what is Park City, Utah living really like as a veteran? Not just the paperwork, not just the VA loans and the tax perks. I'm talking about the freedom, the space, the kind of life you can build out here. This place isn't just beautiful, it's built for healing, for people from all types of backgrounds, including stories like mine. My name is John Bryer, and I'm a Park City Realtor. I'm here at the top of Memorial Hill in Midway that honors all veterans in Wasatch County. Going back to the War of 1812, I'm sharing local veterans benefits that aren't always too easy to find, but can make all the difference when you're building a life in the Wasatch. So if you've served or you are serving and you're thinking about making Park City your home, this video is for you.
Let's start with the tax perks and then move into lifestyle perks. In 2021, Utah made changes to support veterans living in the state by removing state income tax on military retirement payments and survivor benefits, saving recipients about $1,300 a year. Also, Utah offers major property tax exemptions for disabled veterans living in Utah, depending on disability rating. And for active duty military, living in Utah and deployed outside of the state for 200 days or more, a full property tax exemption for the year is available. Now, let's talk about the lifestyle perks. The National Ability Center is located right in the heart of Park City and is so well renowned that many veterans service organizations from around the country bring groups to Park City to partner with the NAC. One of the most inspiring things I've seen in Utah is the National Ability Center's success with adaptive skiing. Some glide down the mountain on a single ski using ski tip poles in each hand to balance and carve like pros. Skiers sitting close to the snow in ski chairs, skiers carving turns with sight guides. I watched them out on the mountain, flowing through turns, laughing, moving with confidence, empowered with adaptive gear, sit skis, and voice-guided instruction. It's not just about skiing, it's about joy, trust, and experiencing what's possible. I watched the 6-year-olds that I was teaching see the adaptive skiers zooming by. Their eyes were filled with awe. We, on the other hand, my students and I, crushed it some days. Other days, well, sometimes we almost didn't make it to the bathroom in time. Oh, the joys of teaching in the Reindeer Club at Deer Valley. But watching those National Ability Center instructors and participants, that was a whole different kind of lesson. That's what courage looks like. If that kind of courage speaks to you, whether you're a veteran, a caregiver, or just someone who values outdoor healing, this is the kind of community people want to be a part of in Park City. And if you're ever out here exploring, let's connect. I've had my own path of recovery from serious injury. I sustained a traumatic brain injury in a mountain bike crash in 2011. I broke bones in my face, around my right eye and orbital, and my neck. They fixed me up in surgery. I look fine on the outside, but it was a long, invisible climb back from the injury to my brain. Interesting, we're filming this video on the 14th anniversary of that accident that so seriously changed my life. So when I talk about healing and freedom and the kind of life veterans can live here, it's not distant, it's very personal. And the more I learn about what veterans actually receive here in Summit and Wasatch counties, the more I realize these benefits go way beyond the basics. If you're curious about something more specific, housing, recreation, or just what it's really like to live here, let me know. Drop a question in the comments, reach out directly. I'll help you find what you're looking for.
If you're a veteran, especially with a service connected to disability, Utah makes it easier than ever to stay connected to nature. The Honor Pass gives you free, unlimited access to all Utah state parks. Visit often as you like all year long. Deer Creek State Park, right behind me, just down the road here in Midway, is a summer favorite. You'll see boats, jet skis, paddleboards. But the real beauty of this place, if you're a veteran with a disability, here's what that actually looks like. There are accessible ramps and docks, especially right here in Charleston at the day use area. So you can launch a small vessel or cast a line without having to hike down a steep shoreline. The water near the shore is calm and easy to navigate and makes it perfect for adaptive paddleboarding or just floating out with friends and family. And when groups like the National Ability Center show up, they bring modified wakeboards, lift systems, trained support crews, the whole setup. so everyone with varying abilities gets a chance to be out there. You can drop a cooler under some big trees just like these and spend a full day lakeside, fishing, paddling, kicking back with your favorite people. It's peaceful and it's accessible. And a little further up the road here, we are just standing above Wasatch Mountain State Park. It has more than 23,000 acres of trails, meadows, and mountain views. For veterans with disabilities, this place was built to be accessible. In the summer, there are wide, groomed trails, great for adaptive bikes, trail chairs, or just a quiet walk under the aspens. The golf course, right behind me, Wasatch Golf Course, offers discounted tee times for veterans, and if you use an adaptive single rider cart, they've got you covered. In the winter, my favorite time of year, it turns into a Nordic skiing and snowshoeing park with sit skis, snowshoes, and instructors often available through the VA or the National Mobility Center. And because the Olympics were here in our region in 2002, there are Olympic venues, especially Soldier Hollow right down the road, hosting future Olympians in international qualifying competitions regularly. My wife Julie and I were skate skiing just behind me here in the park, and the Paralympians on sit skis lapped us twice on their way up to the expert trails that we wouldn't even consider trying because they're so steep. You see all kinds of world-class athletes here. There are pull-up picnic areas, scenic drives, and wildlife just about everywhere. Whether you want to move, rest, or breathe it in, Wasatch Mountain makes it easy. So now we're at Jordanelle State Park. We've got big lake, quiet pockets, and options. If you have a service-oriented disability, you've got access to discounted hunting and fishing license. The Rock Cliff area, where we are today on the east side of Jordanelle, is less crowded and ADA accessible. You can see I'm standing on these boardwalks. There are flat boardwalks, gentle launch points, and plenty of space to fish, paddle, or just sit by the water or the river. You probably hear the river. So yeah, you can cast a line at sunrise and still be back in time for brunch. It's calm, it's quiet. And if you want to feel like you've left it all behind, the Mirror Lake Scenic Highway, just east of Camas, not far from where I'm at here, winds through the high Uintas, next to a gorgeous mountain river and the most beautiful alpine terrain in the West. For this one, you'll need a National Parks Pass or Interagency Pass to use most trailheads and campgrounds up there. The fantastic news is that all U.S. veterans, regardless of disability status, qualify for a free lifetime pass. You can get one with a valid military ID or proof of veteran status. In the National Forest near Park City, here's what you'll find. ADA accessible fishing platforms right at Mirror Lake, campgrounds with paved paths, raised fire rings, and wheelchair-friendly layouts. Dozens of peaceful lakes where you can paddle, cast a rod, or sit with your camera taking pictures of the wildlife. And if you're feeling really adventurous, some programs offer adaptive backpacking trips and guided hikes with trail support. Whether it's a half-day escape or a full-on wilderness reset, this is where you go to breathe deep, unplug, and reconnect. These aren't just benefits, they're invitations to stay active, to heal, and to connect with the world around you. You might want to be scaling summits or dropping into the chutes at Deer Valley just to enjoy your mountain living. On the other hand, maybe a sunrise paddle on Deer Creek is your thing. Maybe it's a mellow ride through Wasatch Mountain State Park, or a quiet afternoon at Mirror Lake with nothing but the breeze and the sound of water just lapping against the shore. This is the rhythm of life out here. And if that speaks to you, well, you'd fit right in. I'm not a veteran, but my Uncle Roy was. World War II. He and my parents gave me my love for camping, primarily at Prince Gallitzin State Park in central Pennsylvania. I had a bicycle and a lake each summer and ended up with a cooler full of stories. Our families used to vacation together in Myrtle Beach, where I later went to college at Coastal Carolina. I was maybe 10. Uncle Roy and I were fishing for crabs with string and chicken necks, old school style. He was just that kind of guy. A crab latched onto him right near his Achilles. It bled really bad. And I was 10, so it probably wasn't that bad. He dunked it in some salt water, took a swig of beer, just shrugged it off like nothing happened. 40 years later, I can still see it. That kind of calm that only comes from someone who's seen those real battles. My uncle passed in 2014 at 95, but his spirit still shows up every time in a place like this, in the forests, in the camping under the trees. I hope that I've enticed you to move to the Park City area. If so, let's talk business. If you're a veteran or active duty service member eyeing a home in the Park City region,
You're probably wondering, can I use a VA loan in a market where homes often start at $1.2 million? The short answer is yes, but there are some important details to understand. First off, what is a VA loan? A VA loan is a mortgage backed by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs designed to help eligible service members, veterans, and surviving spouses purchase a home with better terms. Benefits include no down payment, no private mortgage insurance, competitive rates, and often lower monthly payments overall. That makes a big difference in a market like this. Can you use one in Park City or the Heber Valley? Yes, if you've got full VA entitlement. There's no official loan limit. That means you can buy a home at $1.5 million, $2 million, even more, but you've got to qualify. That said, most lenders do set internal limits on how high they'll go with zero down. Around here, it's about $1.5 million to $2 million. That's the ceiling before a small down payment is required. As I said, you still have to qualify. A VA loan doesn't mean automatic approval. You still need to qualify with a lender just like any other mortgage. That means solid credit, stable income, VA certificate of eligibility. Most importantly, you need to work with a lender who really knows VA loans, especially at these price points. It's not the time to work with someone guessing their way through it. I do most of my business with a lender that specializes in VA loans. She's based about an hour north of here, up near Hill Air Force Base, and always gets the job done perfectly and on time. That's pretty important, right? I have her on speed dial. Now for some common hurdles with VA loans you may or may not know. Here's something that tricks up a lot of people. The VA has a stricter requirements around property condition. So if you're buying a fixer-upper or a home with an unfinished work, peeling paint, exposed wires, or non-functioning heating, it probably will not pass the VA appraisal. Even in a luxury market like this, issues like missing railings, cracked windows, or unpermitted work can delay or cancel a VA loan. Everything needs to be safe, livable, and fully functioning. That's why having a smart agent and a lender in your corner matters. People who know how to flag potential issues before you write the offer. People always wonder, can VA buyers be stronger than people might think? Some sellers think VA loans are slow or complicated, but here's the truth. VA buyers often come in with no PMI, lower monthly cost, strong financials, and extra cash in hand to be flexible on their offer terms. That makes a well-qualified VA buyer competitive even in multiple offer situations. Some final thoughts? A VA loan won't cover a vacation home or your next Airbnb property. This is your primary residence only. But if you're moving here and you qualify, you can buy with no payment down, skip the private mortgage insurance, and avoid a lot of upfront costs that most other buyers have to plan for in a market like this. That kind of structure doesn't just help your budget, it can actually make your offer more competitive, especially if you're working with a lender who knows how to present a VA loan in the right way. So whether you're starting fresh, simplifying life, or finally settling into your kind of place you've always wanted, this could be your way in. I've saved what Utah does best for last, and obviously that's skiing. If you're a veteran or active duty military and love the outdoors, Park City might be the best place in the country to live because the ski perks, they are legit. Let's talk about Park City Mountain Resort and their epic military pass. This is a deal. $185 for active duty or retired, $601 for honorably discharged veterans versus $982 for the general public. That's a savings of hundreds of dollars each season, and you get access to Park City Mountain and 35 plus Vail-owned resorts all across North America and the world. Next up, and my favorite place to ski, Deer Valley options for a 2025-26 season. Let's break down what it really costs to ski at Deer Valley, whether you're military or not. First, the public full season pass for this coming season, 25-26, runs $3,500 for unlimited access all winter long. Now compare that to the Deer Valley military season pass. It's only $2,590. Same mountain, same access. Nearly $900 in savings for veterans and active duty military. There's also the midweek season pass available to anyone for $1,900. It's valid Monday through Thursday and a great option for locals who want a premium skiing without all the weekend crowds. And then there's the Icon military discount. $569 for the base pass, 5 days at Deer Valley with blackout dates, Christmas, President's Day, those time frames. $889 for the full pass gives you 7 days and no blackouts. But here's the catch. It's only available to active duty and retired military. Honorably discharged veterans do not qualify. Bottom line, if you're aiming for first tracks, 100+ days a year, and you want that terrific turkey chili and all the great grooming that Deer Valley has, the Deer Valley Military Season Pass is your best bet. If you want flexibility across the resorts and don't mind a few limits, the Icon Pass is a solid alternative. And finally, have you heard about Deer Valley's new East Village? If you've served or are still serving and love skiing, there's something happening at Deer Valley that's absolutely worth your attention. For the 2025-26 season, veterans and military families are getting access to some of the best ski benefits in Utah, and dare I say, anywhere. I'm not talking about small perks. I'm talking about real value in a world-class setting. Lodging at the Grand Hyatt Deer Valley. Let's start with the hotel. The brand new Grand Hyatt Deer Valley, over in the East Village, overlooking the Jordanelle Reservoir, has set aside 100 rooms specifically for military guests and their families. The pricing is based on level of service. If you're earlier in your military career, then your rate is just $109. Mid-level service members and officers are around $170, and senior officers, it's about $210 a night. Now compare that with what the general public is paying. Standard rooms typically go for $321 to over $500 a night, and during busy weekends or holidays, those rates can hit $800 or more. So this isn't just a discount. It's luxury mountain lodging for less than half the price, with no blackout dates, and guaranteed year-round access for military families. If you show your military ID at any ticket window at Deer Valley, they give you 25% off lift tickets. But if you're staying at the Grand Hyatt, that discount goes way deeper. You could be skiing for as low as $85 a day while everyone else is paying $300. That's a massive difference, and it adds up quickly if you're skiing multiple days or traveling with your family. So if you're looking for more than just a mountain getaway, you're looking for a community, a place that truly respects your service, this is it. Between hotel rates, discounted lift tickets, and the season pass perks, Deer Valley's East Village is becoming one of the most veteran-friendly ski destinations in the country. And if you're thinking about putting down roots here, whether that's in the mountains, by the lake, or just somewhere in between, I'd be honored to help you make that move. You've served. You've earned this. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about Park City, Utah living and the surrounding mountain towns, then hit subscribe so you're always up to date on the market, the lifestyle, and what it's really like to live here. My name is John Bryer, and I've lived in Utah for almost 20 years. I came here for the outdoors, the space, and the connection to nature, and I've never looked back. I love helping people make their move to the Park City area. Whether that's happening in 9 days or 90, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help you. And all of my contact information is in the description below. I'd be happy to help you make your move to Park City, Utah living.